Hey everybody, welcome to Eldritch Noir tonight, episode 2. We're very excited to be back. We had a really fun time a couple weeks ago when we played off stream, and last time we had a lot of really crazy technical stuff go on. Discord crashed for several of us several times. Really hoping that doesn't happen tonight because we're live and there's nothing that we can do about it. Though I did roll a 13 on my test roll, so maybe that's a sign that bad things are in our future. Before we get started, just a couple of things and announcements. Next week, we're only having 2 streams on this channel. We're having... Am I muted?
They can't hear you. Yeah, they can't hear you. You have to turn yourself up on OBS.
It says... I'm looking at the slider on OBS. Yeah. Well, Miss Fodder, I think you're muted.
No, I can't hear you. I just turned the stream on.
Really?
I can hear you.
I can't hear it on stream.
Refresh the page. Try refreshing. Yeah, try refreshing. Nick can hear me. A couple people said they can. Oh, Miss Fodder's had some time. Well, there you go. Back to the announcements and stuff. On Monday night, we have different strokes with different folks, and my friend Megan from Any Minis Dungeon is going to come on. We're both going to hang out and paint and things and talk about mostly about her and just like her history with the game and that sort of thing. I'm not 100% sure, but it's possible that Mike has played in a one-shot with her before. I don't remember. It's been a long time. But she's really great, and it's going to be a really fun time. I think we're going to work on the other Jelania sword, because it's been months, and I haven't done anything with it. Other than that, we have Rehash the Rolls on Wednesday. So to address the rehash situation with this show, because this is a less complex show, and the episodes have fewer implications, we're not going to have a rehash episode every single time. We have Eldritch Noir. Basically, as questions come in and they build up, we'll kind of like, as it goes, decide if we're going to do one. It might be that we only have one at the very end of Eldritch Noir. It could be that we have one in the middle. It's going to be kind of playing it by ear. Just the demand that you guys have to know the crazy ins and outs of these games. And that's about it. So for next week, it's just for Ready to Roll. Our guests are Brayden, Luke, and Ian. Those 3. So
Brayden, Luke, and Mike.
Yes. Oh my god. I can't. There's too many people.
You're good.
But I'm gonna try and drop the link. I think that is the right link. In the chat. Yes, that's the right link in the chat for you to drop your questions for rehash for Wednesday night. And I think that's it, right, Patrick? Tell me if I'm lying. Okay.
Oh, that's all we've got.
All right. Well, then we are going to go to the intro screen and then start our wonderful episode of Eldritch Noir. All right, and Patrick, you have our recap.
I do. All right. So last time we opened up onto Shade City, Precinct 12 of the SCPD. We met myself, Detective Elhan Anderson, half-elf detective, and he was quickly introduced to our morally gray character, that Jean Gloss.
You still can't say it right.
I can't. I literally spent like And I got him. I spent like 3 minutes trying to say it, and I was like, I literally can't say your name right. But
I think the thing is that only he can say it right. No one else can.
clearly, because I tried, I can't. Anyway, and so he tried to book him. Well, he wasn't very forthcoming, and the cops who dumped him on me didn't really give me any information, and so I went off with my partner. We had a missing persons case to find. While that was going on, Sev, or Unit 007, or Sev as he prefers to be called, was in his detective agency, and he was approached by a known woman looking for her spouse who had gone missing, and he accepted the measly price of 2 gold to go find him. And so he went off. Last he was seen was at the Silverleaf Lounge, which just so happens to be where Elhan and his partner Felix were headed. And at the Silverleaf Lounge, we met Vivian, who Sarah plays. We met Vivian and her friend Tina. Elhan arrived shortly and began questioning people, trying to figure out what was going on. And Seb arrived shortly after that and they decided to team up and work together. Meanwhile, back at Precinct 12, Ayana, Jean's boss, showed up to spring him from the joint and took him, and gave him a job. He was supposed to go talk to the proprietor of the Silverleaf Lounge. There was some problems there. Gene's investigations when he arrived at the Silverleaf revealed that there was a hospital, an illegal hospital, kind of going on underneath the lounge, and it didn't take long for Sev and Elhan to find that as well. There was a black goop monster that was eating things and killed the proprietor of the Silverleaf Lounge. And when Elhan and Seb and Vivian arrived to spot it, Gene ran away to go make a report to his boss, and left Seb and Vivian and Elhan to deal with the monster itself. And that's pretty much what it would be kind of important things that happened.
Yes, indeed. So we're gonna pick up that same night as the squad, the team from Precinct 12 has now arrived to the Silverleaf Lounge and is bagging and tagging everybody. They're grabbing the Baileys, they're grabbing the other staff members, and you're Elhan, you are primarily the one who has like directed them around to different places. Are there any specific places that you want them to go to, or places that you're trying to hide, anything like that?
I mean, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to make sure, Vivian and Tina are exempt from anything. They clearly didn't have any idea what was going on, as well as I'm guessing other low-level staff members. It's mostly I want to be directing them towards the high-level management, Bailey's, other people like that. And there's no way that they had no knowledge this was going on, particularly after what the Baileys told me. And then this big thing I want to make sure they're doing is that we're getting the people who are downstairs in this illegal hospital thing, that we're getting them to an actual hospital, as well as doing our best to identify them, since we've had a lot of missing persons cases recently. Mm-hmm. None of that. I'm doing my best to make sure that everything is getting searched top to bottom, and that I am being made aware of what they find.
Okay. So there is a medical examiner team. There's like 3 of them who come and they do some quick look around of the basement before they get paramedics to come and take them to an actual hospital. They will take a quick look around the rest of the lounge as well to try and find any other remnants of evidence or anything like that. Sev, what are you doing while this is all going on?
Sev has probably stepped outside to stay away from all the police work. I think he's probably taking a smoke or something outside. He's a little not wanting to be involved with the cops, but he's definitely nearby the entrance, making sure everything seems above board, I guess is what he's looking for.
Okay, can you make me a
Making
perception
sure that
check,
nothing
please?
shady's going in and out. Yeah. Perception check. 1 second. I think that's a natural 1.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you're so concerned with keeping out of sight that you've kind of turned yourself towards the wall to like hide your face from the people walking by, so you're not very much attentive to all that much. Vivian, so you and Tina are you're in that private lounge that you guys were in earlier, and I think maybe Alhan, are you there as well?
Probably, yeah.
I need both of you to roll me perception checks too, actually.
We get 12.
Okay.
13.
Okay. Cool. Let me roll something really fast. Okay. So, Elhan, you're kind of directing people around. Vivian, what are you doing?
She is just waiting and watching and wondering. So what happens to the Silverleaf now that Mr. Ashworth is dead?
So you're kind of sat there and you turn your head and you look. There is a window out of this room. It looks off into the street, and you see there's a lot of cars pulled up in front, a lot of lights, red and blue, lighting up the street. You see a pair of figures. They're a bit hard to make out. You can tell one of them is very, very large, yuan-ti, sort of cobra-headed person. The other is a lot harder for you to make out. Looks like a woman, but you're not 100% sure. They've got a big hat on. But it looks like the two are in some sort of conversation. The woman walks off. You see the yuan-ti kind of stand there, take a deep breath, and then turn and walk into the lounge. A few moments later, Captain Frank Ellis, the yuan-ti head of Precinct 12, walks into the room. He's got his same like coffee mug that he had earlier in the day. He walks up in. He nods to Tina and Vivian where they're sitting. All right, Anderson, tell me what happened.
This whole place, it's bad. It's corrupt. Clearly there was some sort of illegal, medical practice going down here. My guess is they probably were helping some organized crime syndicate out with taking care of their members, as well as we found some evidence of possible drug usage and other illicit substances. Now it's just clearly that Silverleaf is a front, or was a front for something else, so I don't think it's going to be operational much longer.
Do you know which group they were working with, or no?
Haven't found any evidence of that yet, and the Baileys would probably have more information than they let on, but they were pretty tight-lipped about it.
Mm-hmm. They've already been taken over to the precinct. We'll be questioning them later tonight. All right, I saw some bodies being taken out. Was there a shootout? Was there something going on?
Well, the only confirmed death that I know about was Mr. Ashworth. He was killed by whatever the creature in the basement was. It wasn't, and then the rest of them, they're members of they're the people that the medical practice was being practiced on. I'm guessing if they were being taken out in body bags that not all of them survived.
Oh. That's unfortunate. All right. Well, you can probably go home. It seems like the other fellas have got it handled for the rest of tonight.
These are my callers, boss. These are my callers. I'm not going home until this is all taken care of. I gotta make sure it's done right.
Make an insight check for me.
That would be a 17.
He looks very torn. You're not sure exactly what it is, but he's holding something back. Doesn't really want to push forward. Fine. You want to talk to people? Sure. Uh-oh. We lost an Ian.
I hope his power didn't go out.
His fan fell down.
Adam, you're the dungeon master now, according to the stream. Take it from here.
Hang on.
It exploded.
Let's find out whether...
If he can come back.
Okay, he's back.
Oh, good.
Did Discord go down for anyone else?
No.
Nope.
Just you.
Okay, it just like fully stopped functioning. Like everyone just froze and then it just restarted. So I don't know.
Okay.
Happens sometimes.
Yeah, that does happen.
Yep.
We just
These things
pick
do
up and
happen.
Move right along.
All right.
I want to make sure it's done right. No offense to you, but sometimes I've noticed some of your cops can just be a little bit lazy. Just want to make sure that they get everyone processed properly and everything's taken care of.
So you gonna stay here all night? What about these two girls? What is their deal? He kind of nods towards you two again.
I've got that situation under control. I've got someone who's going to be helping take care of them. I just have to go give them a call.
I would like to know.
Fewer people to know, better. Just want to make sure, they are witnesses. Want to make sure they're protected.
We're gonna have to talk about this, Anderson. You're gonna have to come and see me tomorrow.
Of course, yeah. I'll be at work bright and early.
All right, I expect you there. First thing in the morning.
Perfect.
He sighs and he walks out. Actually, given he's a Yuan-Ti, maybe he slithers out? I don't know. Does he have human legs or does he have snake legs? Undetermined.
It depends on what type of Yanti he is.
Oh, snake like he is.
Oh.
Nah, he's got legs. He wears pants.
Okay.
He's not like the genie. Cool. So he leaves, and you are kind of left. There's people passing around, but you're able to do what you want for now.
What I would say, as it's like dying down, police activity, Sev would go in and be like, does everything seem to be okay in here? To Alhan.
Yeah, seems... I mean, I don't trust all of these cops. I don't trust a single one of them, but for the moment, that's why I'll stick around. I need to make a phone call, however. I need you to sit and watch the girls for a bit so I can make this call. Is that something you can do?
Yeah, I'm not blind. I just looked at a wall for like half an hour, but I'm fine.
That's concerning. But no, I gotta make this phone call. I gotta get something. I gotta get something taken care of.
For sure, and then he looks at the bar and goes, "Do you think anyone would mind if I fixed a drink, or is that
Even do anything for you? Yeah, you're Warforged. They do anything for you? I don't know.
It makes me feel more alive.
I don't have a problem with it. Go for it. It's all I don't think
He like tries to
anyone will care.
fully hop the bar, but he's like 7 foot tall, so he's kind of just scrambling over it.
All right.
But yeah, he's just gonna fix himself a drink while he watches them.
Okay. All right, ahead. You go find a phone.
And specifically, I want to find a phone not in the establishment. I want to find a phone, like either a payphone or in a nearby establishment, because I don't want anyone listening in on me.
Funny enough, there is a phone in a nearby hat shop that you could probably use. And the owner will allow you to use it.
I will gladly use the phone in the
Alright.
hat shop. It weirds Patrick out, but it doesn't weird Elon out. So, and I'm going to be calling Delilah Banks.
Okay. All right. So she answers the phone. I'm gonna try and do her little voice. It's a cute little voice, cute little southern voice. Yes, Officer Anderson, are you doing okay?
I'm doing good. Just was hoping that you could do me a favor, darling. I was hoping that you might be up for a little bit of field work for a little bit.
No one's asked me for that in a while. That's okay. What's going on?
Figured you'd be excited. I've got 2 girls I need protecting, and I don't trust anyone that's in this precinct. You are the only one that I feel like I can trust with this. Meet me at my apartment, and I'll be there an hour tops. And then pass these 2 girls off with you. Stay in my apartment. Eat, drink, whatever you find in there. It's good. Just make sure they're taken care of. I just want I can't think of anyone else that I can trust with this matter at this moment.
Well, gee, that's great. All right. I will be there as soon as I can.
I'm going to
I'll
go
see
back
you later
inside.
then. Okay.
I'm going to go back inside and get the girls to drive to my apartment before I come back.
There's like half a bottle of whiskey gone in front of Sev, and she's just like, I'll follow.
Oh, I mean, you're welcome to follow. However, maybe you should go inform Mrs. I'm trying to remember the gnome's last name. What was the gnome's last name? Mrs. Let me look at my notes real quick. Of course, I don't have my notes pulled up, so that's my bad. And of course, I didn't write down the gnome's name.
Might be
Perhaps
that
you should
missing
go
persons
and-
report.
Yeah, maybe you should go. Yeah, I'm trying to scroll back through our message. Okay, here it is. You should go inform Mrs. Lyle that we've found her husband.
Sev's gonna go, are you sure that Sev, should be the one to inform somebody that her husband is hurt with the way that you've seen me interact with other people?
You're the one she paid to find her husband. You want your money? You go tell her.
Sev just kind of goes, I mean, it's like really about
I
the money.
could go
but
tell her, but if I went and told her, I don't think you'd get your money.
I feel like I need to give the money back, but yeah, you're probably right. He says as he takes the bottle of whiskey and walks out. Fully not inebriated, just fine.
It's like putting gasoline in an automobile. With the alcohol and the machinery works a little better.
He's like, he walks back in and he goes, can I get a ride to my office? I don't have a lot of money for cab fare.
I can drop you off at your office. Well, I'm going to drop these girls off. And I'm going to look at the 2 girls and say, anything you want to take care of here before we take you somewhere safe?
Well, I've already packed my bag. But are you sure this is really necessary, Detective? Wouldn't that Nick Glass have just taken off and not come back around here again?
I mean, my guess is that he was reporting to whoever he works for, and you 2 happen to know a little bit more than I would like, and I'd rather be safe than sorry. You both have come to mean very, very much to me, particularly you, Tina. The point of Tina. I just want to make sure you're safe, ladies. That's it.
Sev leans over Vivian and goes, I think he's into Tina. Quite loudly.
Wow, Sev, Mr. Sev, you're quite perceptive, aren't you?
I am 90% of the time. I'm really good at looking at walls too.
I bet that's a useful
As he just kind of
talent
takes a swig from the bottle.
in your line of work.
He kind of goes, "You'd actually be surprised a little bit." He's like, "Well," he's like, "You want to?" He's like, "This is doing nothing for me." You can tell he's shaking a little bit too.
No, but maybe you should leave that here.
Yeah.
He's
It's
like, "You're
not a good
probably
thing to
right."
drink too close to when you go to bed.
He turns
Really,
to
I've never heard of a
Tina.
nightcap.
This is not going to do anything for me. I am not organic. As he just puts the bottle on the ground because he doesn't want to walk all the way back to the bar and all the way back.
Okay. Tina will pick it up. I mean, if you're not gonna have it, then I'll hold on to it. This is expensive stuff. Anyway, where are we going?
I couldn't tell. I don't have taste buds.
Somewhere safe. Somewhere that hopefully no one will be able to find you. As I've gone to great lengths to make sure that it's not findable, at least not very easily. Don't worry,
Okay.
it'll be comfortable. And I'm gonna take him out. I'm gonna make sure Felix is not napping in the patrol car, and if he is, I'm gonna go give him something to do inside, and then I'm gonna drive off.
He's not in the patrol car. You don't see him anywhere, actually.
Perfect. And I'm gonna open the door for the ladies. Say sorry, it's where the criminals sit, but it's the only place I got, and we'll help them into the car, and then I'm gonna get in and expect Seb to get in shotgun.
Seb's in the shotgun, but he's like big, so he's like kind of bent over, and he's just like, I don't think this. They have me ride her in bigger cars before. As he's just like fully hunched forward.
I'll remember that next time. Request a bigger car. For the next.
You can tell there's a visible the car lurches as he gets into it too.
Wait, Mr. Sev, don't you ride taxis and things?
I have to order specific taxi. I have one guy that I specifically order. He's nice, but he also does charge me a little bit more because he's popped a tire once or twice, usually from gunfire.
Oh, okay. And she kind of sits further back and slides down a little bit to not be as visible through the windows of the patrol car.
Yeah, he just says it's fun sometimes, as he kind of just tries to get comfortable.
All right. And you guys drive off. Mr. Gene. I will not even attempt to mispronounce your last name.
Can't do it either.
Is there anything that you are doing at your place tonight?
Burning my old suit that I was wearing in jail.
What was that, sorry?
Very much. I said burning the suit that I wore in the lockup.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still. So he's sitting down at his desk. His whole place is just absolutely it's immaculate and spotless, and everything has a place, and everything is in its place, and he's sitting at his his large. It's simple yet elegant. His large oak desk, and he's sorting through papers, trying to figure out who may have set him up and gotten him in trouble. His boss has been unusually nice. She was acting a bit more like they were working the street together and less boss and employee, and so he's a little nervous about what's going on. Trying to find the list of names of people that I know. And I'm going to call Edie, my crazy thug because she may be nuts, but at least she's consistent.
All right. So the phone rings for a while. Before
It's
she
pretty-
picks up.
Pretty normal.
Hello?
Edie, I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. I don't want to know what you're doing.
I was
but whatever.
sleeping. It's the middle of the night. What do you want, Glass?
You could be sleeping or you could be torturing something, and you
Well,
know
I'm
it's not
sleeping
Glass.
right now. What do you
I
want?
need you to meet me at our bar. And it's not a request.
Right now? Right now?
Now. Right now.
Fine, but you're
And if I have
buying
to ask
the
you one more
drinks.
time, I always buy the drinks. You never have any money. You always buy new knives.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I'll see you real soon then. Okay.
Okay.
And she hangs up.
And- I go and I change into another suit that looks literally exactly like the one that I just burned. And then I take out the revolver and the dagger that Ayana gave me, and I'm kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen a 500 Smith & Wesson, but when you described the revolver she gave me, I imagined it was like this big from back to barrel, and I like
If not bigger.
kind of like gently put them back down on my table and pull out a handkerchief and wipe my hands off, and I reach into like underneath my desk and fiddle with some things, and there's a click, and I slide my chair back and reach into a vault, and I pull out a much smaller little snub-nosed .38 revolver, and I slide the top drawer back, like both of them come with me, and I lift up a rapier, and I hide that under my suit, and I go to our super secret special bar.
Mm-hmm. It's like those, what is it called? From like the Roaring
Speakeasy.
20s. The speakeasy sort of thing. It's like in the basement of a place. There's a little password that you have to say. Very much full of your type of people, though not all from your organization. There's a few other groups that are represented here. Edie is already there. She is sitting cross-legged on the bar in a pink bathrobe and also like a very tight like black dress with the bathrobe over it.
Are you trying to embarrass me?
Yeah.
I see. Well, the bar is not the place I want to have this conversation.
You said the bar.
I said the bar is in the legit. We're just gonna go find a table. Follow me. As you tell, Edie is one of the very few people that can really fluster Jean. Because she's just like, I know exactly what you mean. But that's too bad. I'm gonna do what I want.
Okay.
So we're gonna go look for kind of a quieter table, a little bit more away from people. Because let's be fair, everybody here is listening to what everybody else is saying.
Yeah. But half the time they already know what you're talking about. So she kind of sits across. I can't do this the whole time we're actually having this conversation because I would hit my face on the mic, but she's like leaning way down on the table with her head kind of like resting on her hands.
So, why'd you wake me up?
Because I spent a terrible several hours locked up. Something that has never happened to me. Something that is not supposed to happen to me.
Mm-hmm.
I was acting weird. And in our line of work, you're the only one who's really very consistent. All you want to do is hurt things. But you're also tremendously intelligent. And I need your, as much as I hate to say it, need your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You see, there was that. We were at that shop owner's place down on the a couple blocks away from the 12th precinct. The one that I was assured was being taken care of, till Iona got on our back a couple weeks ago about the fact that they haven't paid recently. And when I arrived, the goon squad from the 12th precinct was there. Very undercover for how unintelligent those two are. And someone tipped them off. I want to know who. So who do you think did it?
I don't know. Is that the answer you wanted?
No, that's not the answer I wanted.
Okay. I mean, it could be anybody. Anybody who doesn't like you.
Well, there are a lot of people who don't like me, but who doesn't like me and is getting brave enough to do something about it?
Let me pull up my notes. So here's the thing. I didn't know we were supposed to go then. I was kind of left out of this loop too.
That was my choice. The last thing I needed was another dead body. We were just supposed to rough them up, and sometimes you can get a little carried away.
Well, that's not fair. I know when to stop. Mostly. But if you leave me out of the loop, then I don't know what's going on. I don't know, I can't help you.
Well, you were going to get told then I got arrested. Well, if you don't have any ideas as to who set me up, I guess there's some other things that I need to keep you in the loop about.
Oh, okay.
Once I got sprung, Ayana walked in. I've never seen her this jumpy. I'm not certain we have as much of control over the 12th as we think we do, but she showed her piece to all the other ruffians, and almost like she was worried that they were going to come rushing out the door. They should know better. But anyway, she got me out. She sent me off to this silver bark, silver moon, silver leaf lounge. Which apparently we had our fingers in, which is another thing I didn't know.
Yeah, I've been there before. Yeah.
Well,
I had to take somebody there because things went a little too far.
so you knew about the secret underground hospital.
I mean, it's not super secret. We
Well,
don't
now everybody
blast
knows
it
about
around, but if someone gets hurt, that's where they go. I guess you've never been hurt, huh?
No, that's why I have you and the Sater brothers, and I'm more the brains of the operation. But everybody knows it exists now. Apparently, some of the more controlled substances that we deal in had been making people violently ill, and they began just coughing up black sludge that turned into a monster. So while I was
What
there,
kind of monster?
a big black sludgy one, kind of like goo. Can't imagine it would be very fun to cut up.
I think that would probably be more fun to cut up because it doesn't react the way that a person does. Anyway, why are you telling me this?
Because we have... It's a big problem. You see, the 12th has a goody-goody now. And he was there, and he saw me. Albeit temporarily, but he saw me. And he seems to be working with one of those metal men. They should have just remained in their little cubicles dealing with the phones and things, but... Sorry, dude. Adam doesn't actually think that. That's a Gene thing. Anyway, what with all of these... Everything going on, from being betrayed to all of a sudden our product becoming poisonous to the point that it makes monsters from its victims, to this brand new bright-eyed... he's not really bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, but, you know, squeaky clean detective poking around, and now the detective has one of those Warforged. Things are getting a little bit hot. I don't like things to be hot. So we need to find a way to cool this down. Especially since our boss seems to have other things on her mind. She had very little to say. But because I got sent there and now the police are all over the place, that means I'm in trouble. And when I'm in trouble, he kind of looks at her. That means the rest of you are in trouble. I go down, you're coming with.
Okay. But like you said, you're the brains. I don't know how to figure this out. If you want, I could go pay this new shiny boy a visit. If you know where he's at.
So I have no idea. That's what scares me. So, I guess what I want you to do is go find the others, and I will see you all bright and early tomorrow morning. And you better not be wearing a bathrobe.
What, you don't like
Otherwise,
it? My mother made this for me.
Your mother has
Faye
terrible
Mother's
taste.
rest her soul. She did.
She has terrible taste, especially when you wear it in public.
I thought it was nice.
Well, it's yours, and it's not mine. Anyway, I'm going to stand up and make certain that they are all at the warehouse tomorrow morning. So we have a problem on our hands, and it seems like we're the only ones who are going to be able to solve it.
Okay. I'll see you in
And
the
if you have
morning.
If you have to scare them a little bit. I didn't hear
All the more
anything,
fun for me. Okay.
but I need them to be able to walk.
How fast?
Don't hurt them. Just give them your weird little crazy eye stare.
No fun. Go away. I need to go back to sleep. And she curls up on like the the chair that she's been sitting on. Just like brings her knees up to her chest and she just like
Good night.
bye.
You want to walk away.
Any more late night visits?
Nope.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Yes. I'm gonna go to the 12th.
Okay. What do you want to do there?
I'm going to go up to the desk sergeant on the night shift. I'm going to say, I need to speak with Detective the cat. Feline, flea-bitten Felix. I have information about the case and he's currently working.
I'm sorry, the Officer Adlin is not here tonight.
You see, it's very important. It's about the issue going on with that lounge. You see, it's very time sensitive. It's part of the some of the people that have gone missing.
I could give you his home phone number, but I must be honest with you, I don't know where he is. And he often he doesn't work nights. He's a very sleepy man.
Yes. You see, I'm aware. Well, if you could tell him that I called, my name is it's Eugene. I work for the trying to think of like a good like nickname that bad cops would like recognize.
Uh-huh.
Retaliate, but I can't think of one. I work for the Greenleaf, the printing company.
You see his eyes kind of open up a little bit. I understand. I will try and help you, sir, but I was being very honest. I don't know where he is. He's
That's
probably sleeping at home. It's
Now
his
that I can
favorite
tell
thing to
that
do.
now that I can tell that you're one of the more responsible police officers in the city, I need you to get me Adlin's address and Anderson's address.
Anderson?
The new guy.
Why?
You don't need to ask questions.
Can you please make me a persuasion check?
Oh, good. I'm good at this. That would be a 27. Because it's natural 20 plus 7.
All right. I can do that for you, sir. I'll have to go back and look at some files and things.
That's okay. Just make it very quick, please. I have better places to be and better things to do. It's very late.
All right. He goes back a few minutes later with 2 small slips of paper that he gives to you, each with a name and an address on it.
Thank you. And, well, what's your name, Sergeant?
Officer Wendell.
First name, Wendell. Full name?
Robert Wendell. There.
Excellent. I will let those in charge know that you were very helpful this evening. Have a good day. Or good night. Whatever it is. Fairly well.
All right. We're going to go now to, you guys go and drop off Sev at his office. Sev, is there anything that you need to do?
As he's getting out of the car, Sev pulls out 3 sheets of paper and he like kind of does some magic with it, and it's got his office phone number, his name, and then the address of the just totally blanked, of the office on there.
The Tin Man.
Hands them to them and goes, if you guys need to contact me, this is my info. And then on the back of Elhan's, he also puts a little note that says, "Meet me here," and it's the address for the bar that he goes to, the Tin Screw.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, as soon as you can, I'll be there all day. He goes, I want to go over a few things with you based on what happened today. And he hands them off, and he goes, and I'll let her know, okay? I'll call her, see if she picks up right now.
Lydia, you need to switch off of Adam's face.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much.
But it's so beautiful.
We're good. Thank you very much. My brain has to focus so much on what you guys are saying that I forget to move stream around. That's what happened last time. Thank you very much.
He's like, but good night, you three.
Nice.
As he
Sure, we'll talk again.
walks into his office and pulls out his keys. He makes it look like there's a lot of keys, but there's just two. One for his door and then one for his office, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So he unlocks it and he goes and sits at his desk. And he's gonna pull out a phone pretty quickly and pull out the contact info for the Lyles.
All right. At this point, it is like midnight.
I know he's still
Maybe
gonna
pushing
do it
1
right now.
a.m. Okay. The phone rings for a while. When it picks up, you hear the sound of a baby crying in the background and this kind of tense voice. Yes, hello?
Hello.
Who is
Miss
this?
Lyle? This is the private detective you hired, Sev. How are you?
I'm awake. I'm here. Is there anything you need? Did you find something out?
I did find something out. I found your husband. He is currently alive.
Okay.
He kind of pauses and he's like, he is in the hospital right now.
What happened?
He is.
You
a
were
little
talking
sick.
about shooting people before. Did he get shot?
He is not. He did not get shot. He was in fact away from most of the shooting. He is a little sick. There's a little bit of like a little sickness going around, I was told. He's in the hospital. I've been told that nobody can visit him right now, but he is alive. And right now I am working with the police to make sure he's going to be okay. That's what's going on. I just wanted to let you know, just so that you don't have to wonder if he's dead or away with the mistress. I just wanted to make sure that you felt okay. I'm sorry that you're alone right now. I can tell things are bad, and also it's late, and I'm sorry. But I just wanted to let you know right now. Is there anything else that you want to know?
So many things. Just how long is he gonna be in there? When are they gonna let me go and see him? Where was he? What was he doing?
He was passed out at the bar that he was at. And it's a bad sickness, and it's apparently pretty contagious, makes you cough really hard and fall asleep for a little bit. And so he's just been like down for a while, unable to move. So I've been told that nobody can visit him for quite for a little bit. I'm sure someone will contact you from the police, because I did work with a very nice policeman too. He's different than most. He helped out, and he was also on your case. I'm sure they're gonna contact you and give you some more info when it comes to that. I just found him, and now I just want to make sure he's okay.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
You can hold on to that 1 gold until he gets home. That doesn't count if he's not actually home.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Don't. Yeah, of course. Is there anything else? It's very late, and I need to go stand in my closet.
Okay. No, that's all. That's everything. I actually really need to go. My little girl's very upset. She's teething, and it's a lot. But thank you
Oh man,
so much.
imagine having teeth. That'd be interesting. All right, good night.
All right. Okay.
And then he's gonna call Tano too, because just ring her up real quick, see if she'll pick up.
All these midnight phone calls, no problem, no worries. Okay. So Tano answers the phone immediately.
Hello, it's me.
Yeah, no one else calls me this late at night, Sev.
I'm sorry. I am. The case is weird, and I could really use a friend and a drink. Do you have time?
I mean, I was about to go to bed, but of course.
Okay. Do you want to meet me at? Well, we don't go anywhere else. Do you meet me at the Tin Man? I did
They
sneak
don't
some
have
whiskey out
drinks
too. You
for
could just meet
people
me
like
there.
me. Look at all that weird stuff for you guys.
I also snuck whiskey out of the place I was at. Do you just want to meet me at the office? He pulls out another
Tina
bottle
took the
of whiskey
bottle from
his
you.
coat. He pulls out another bottle of whiskey from his coat.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Alrighty, I'll be in the closet, so just the door's gonna be open, but I'll be in the closet until you get here.
Okay. So.
Alrighty, see you later.
All right. A few minutes later, she doesn't live all that far from you, and she knows how to get places pretty fast. So it's just like 5 minutes. And you hear the door open. A little knock on the side of the closet door.
Come in.
There's not enough space in the closet for both of us because you're huge.
That's a good point. I thought it was funny. I thought that was a good joke. Let's go sit at the desk.
You are getting better at jokes. I do appreciate you trying to get better at jokes.
I think I made a friend today, so that's interesting.
Okay. Tell me about this friend.
He's a detective. And he's not like a bad person, so that's a plus. It's hard to find a policeman that isn't.
Oh, so he's not a
as you know.
PI. Okay.
No, he's not a PI.
in the
He's an
system
actual...
still.
He is, which is weird that I would like him. As he pours them drinks.
Okay.
And then he was also on the case. It was just kind of dumb luck that we ran into each other at the same time. But it's weird, and I don't like seeing people hurt, as you know, and so a lot of people were hurt. So I am feeling, and that's weird.
I know you're not very used to the whole feelings thing.
Emotions are weird. Why do we have them?
Oh, wow. That is a theological question that I was not ready for at this time of night. I'm gonna say... because I said so.
You're very smart, Tano, as he just downs, like, his whiskey.
After you
I'm
do
glad
that,
I
she's
have
like,
two
okay,
friends
and
now.
she downs hers as well.
He's like, I'm glad I have 2 friends now. Maybe a third. I don't... Tina, and maybe even 4. I met a lot of people today and talked to a lot of people. I did stare at a wall for about 45 minutes, though. That also happened. I didn't do
That's
very
better
well
than
there.
some days that you've had, though, so that's an improvement.
That's very, very true. I also tried to smoke for the 3rd time, and then I realized I can't breathe, so that was difficult.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that they have those fancy arcane cigarettes where it just kind of, they don't actually burn, and you just get the one. They're very expensive, and I haven't ever seen one. I've just heard about them, but maybe try that.
You know I can't afford that.
Well, maybe I'll find someone who can get it for cheap or something.
That would be awesome, Tano. Yeah, this is good. We haven't hung out a lot lately. I've been busy. I'm sorry. I should be a better friend.
It's
He says
okay.
as he tries to take another sip.
Being busy is okay.
Yeah, it's just it's a lot. Coming into consciousness after so many years of not really making choices is weird. This is interesting. As he kind of just takes more sips of his whiskey, he's like, "I wish this affected me. Like, I'm sure it's affecting you."
Yeah, probably gonna have some weird effects in the morning, but that's fine. I don't need to sleep ever.
Do you want to crash here, or
You do not have anywhere that I would sleep and feel any better in the morning. So no,
I
thank
have
you.
a blanket that we can put on the desk.
I don't have enough faith in my own ability to not fall off the desk in the middle of the night. I can go home. I have my own bed.
Okay.
It'll be fine. Thank you.
You'll be safe.
I
He
should
says
be.
as he kind of-
I have been for
Okay,
my whole
I'm-
life until now, so yeah, I'd say so.
That's true. I just worry about people, and now that I have multiple people to worry about, I'm going to be even more worried, and I don't know how to handle being worried. Sometimes I would like make sure you walk down the street all the way, and then I would turn around the street and make sure that you walk down the next street okay. I'm trying to do that less though, because I've read that that's weird.
It is weird, and that's good to know. I will keep a better eye out from now on to help you improve your own. Anyway,
I'm just going to watch from my chair and then roll to this door and make sure that you make it down the street instead of stepping out of the office now. That's what I'm trying to do.
that is a tactic.
Alrighty. Do you want to finish this or do you want to leave now? As he pulls up like still half a bottle of whiskey.
I really should not. The more that I drink, the less likely I will get home safely, and the more likely I will have a bad morning.
That's fair. As he just like takes the full swig out of it, he's like, I gotta make sure I get rid of this. I don't have any place to store it.
That's true. Your
He's just
storage
like-
space is
he
an
just-
issue.
He just empties it. He's like, yeah, I wish this did something because this might be fun if I could also be affected by it.
I mean, that's what the stuff at your screw bar is for, right?
But we aren't allowed to take that home, or they don't really sell it because small market.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure Ava would let you have some.
She might. I don't want to get her in trouble though.
She might not
It's-
mind getting in trouble for you, maybe.
I don't know about that. Even still, getting in trouble, that would be bad. I just want to make sure everything's okay on that end. I don't want to hurt. I don't want to lose the best bartender at the Tin Screw. She makes good drinks, and she talks nice. He's kind of very now nervous. He doesn't know what to say.
Oh, Seb, you're adorable. But I shouldn't
I
torture
try
you
to be.
anymore. I should go home.
Okay, I mean, this isn't torture. I've been through torture, and this is just okay.
I don't remember if you've told me about that, but I don't know if I could handle it right now. I'll be honest.
It's only slightly bad. No limbs were taken off that time.
That's something, I guess.
Indeed. Well, good night, Tana. I'll lock the door on the way out.
All right. She's a little tipsy. She's not like super inebriated. Just a little bit tipsy as she walks out the door.
He's gonna lock his closet from the inside as he gets in.
Okay. It's like robot vampire locking themselves in a coffin.
He just kind of just stands there and just closes his eyes for about 8 hours.
All right. Elhan and Vivian and Tina, you now arrive at Elhan's apartment. Would you tell us a little bit about your apartment, please?
Well, the thing about my apartment is I try not to stay in the same apartment. Every time I get a new assignment from my particular bureau, I try to get a new apartment as far away from my current precinct as possible. But it's a nice apartment. Specifically inside, it has a guest room. So that way, for when situations like this happen, I can have a guest room available for people. But I mean, other than that, standard's got a kitchen / dining room, living room, and then my bedroom, and then the guest room. So that's a bag of a bath, a guest bath, and my master bath. But it's because I'm constantly because I'm not staying in the same spot for very long. I don't have a lot of stuff in it. Besides comfortable furniture, but like no art or decorations up on the wall like you'd see someone who's established themselves in a place for a very long time. I also like to live on the ground floor in case I need to make a hasty exit. I don't like jumping out windows. So that's my apartment. I walk up. Do I see any sign of Officer Banks?
Yes, she is standing kind of like nearby-ish, not like right in front of the door to not be super obvious, but she's kind of like on a street corner. And as you pull up, she walks towards you. Tina has fallen asleep in the car. It was a long drive to your place. Now she's gotten like that 20 minutes of sleep, and she's wide awake now.
I'm gonna look at Delilah as she approaches and then say, Miss Banks, I'd like to introduce you to, and I'm gonna realize I don't know the last names of Vivian and Tina. I'm gonna be like, Miss Banks, I'd like to introduce you to Vivian and Tina. They formerly were employees of the Silverleaf Lounge, though I'm not sure such employment will continue considering the events of this evening.
So Miss Banks, she is also an Azamar, like Tina. She's got this sort of plain gray suit, little gray hat. Her hair is blonde and it's kind of braided down each side. Very freckled. Looks kind of young, maybe like mid-20s. Well, it is so nice to meet you. My name is Delilah. You can call me Delilah. You can call me Miss Banks. You can call me Banksy, whatever you need. I don't much care. But I am sorry that you had such an awful night. But I'm here to hang out, here to help, here to talk if you need to.
I'm gonna, while she's talking to them, I'm gonna take out my key and open up my door and usher everybody inside. And I'm gonna go, I'm gonna show one of them to the guest room and say, you can stay here, and I'm gonna show the other one to the bedroom, and my bedroom, like, you can stay here, I'll be a gentleman and sleep out on my couch. Say, get comfortable. You're gonna be here at least for a little while until we get this whole mess sorted out. Hopefully not more than a few days, though. But yeah. Then I'm gonna motion to Delilah that we should probably speak a little bit in private, away from their ears.
All right. Okay, she will walk over with you to maybe into the kitchen or something.
Yeah. I'm just gonna look at her and say, that whole precinct is the dirtiest precinct I've ever seen. Clearly there's something going on.
Mm-hmm. What happened?
So we busted the Silverleaf Lounge. You heard about that, right? You've heard of that whole, that's gone off the grapevine.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Frank Ellis didn't want me investigating further. He wanted me to go home and let it sit. And, and that doesn't sit right with me. Obviously, it's not. It's you don't ask the officer that made the arrests to go home unless you want them to really be not be involved in the situation.
She takes out a notepad from her pocket and she writes down Captain Frank Ellis on the top of the paper. All right.
And of course, they assign me with the laziest partner. I mean, I understand that he was Officer Pullman's previous partner, but it's just trying to getting that cat to go anywhere is like pulling teeth from an actual cat. Like, it's just one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do in this job. But
I mean, tabaxi can kind of be like that, though, can't they? Especially when they get old.
Yeah, no, that's right. But I've never worked with an officer who just doesn't want to do his job. I mean, a few of them, but not like him. It's just, and it's been impossible to investigate the Pullman case. They seem to be doing everything in their power. Any task and anything that comes through that precinct, they drop on my desk, and so instead of using department time to investigate the case, I have to use my own personal time to go investigate it, which I do, but no, it's almost like they want me as far away from the Pullman case as possible.
I mean, if there's something going on, they want to keep it to themselves.
Pretty sure that there's something fishy about the 12th.
Mm-hmm. Have you been able to get in and find any of Officer Pullman's effects?
Every time they've gone missing. Officer Pullman's effects. They're not. They disappeared from evidence. Said they were returned to the widow. That's my next stop, though, is to speak to her widow. I'd like to take care of that tomorrow. And take care of that tomorrow.
Do you have the time for that?
We'll see. It depends on what tasks they decide to give me to keep me busy tomorrow.
I mean, if you need me to, I could try and stop by.
If you can, I'd really like you to keep an eye on these girls, though. They've seen some stuff tonight, and I'm afraid that whatever organization is behind all this is gonna come after them. So that's your primary duty. If you can convince the girl, I mean, obviously I don't want to keep the girls cooped up in here all day, but so if you can, if they don't have anything else that they need done, or if you can go visit them, the less they know, the better I'll feel. I just don't want them to be in any more danger than they already are.
This is true. Well, at the very least, I could try and hunt around and see if I can find Officer Pullman's things.
I'd greatly appreciate it.
If they just got mislabeled, because sometimes that happens too, especially in Precinct 12. Things don't necessarily go missing, they're just labeled the wrong thing, and then we find them months later. So I'll see if I can find out about that. If you go into the medical examiner's office in there, you might just find them, because that's where they keep all the evidence boxes and everything. There's a door around the back. I've had to go in there so many times to try and find things. So if you're in there, you could try and find them in there.
I'm sure I can find an excuse to be in the medical examiner's office tomorrow.
Right.
It's late. I don't want, and I appreciate you coming out here, particularly at such late notice, but I think you should, get some sleep. You're welcome to use one of the, guest beds or my bedroom if you want, and I'll sleep out on the couch this evening. I did not realize how late it really was when I told the captain that I was gonna go back to the Silver Leaf Lounge, so I probably actually won't do that since it's apparently 1 a.m. But
yeah.
I'm gonna go out and I'd like to make sure that the ladies are comfortable. Or getting comfortable.
Yeah, Vivian, what do you want to do to get comfortable?
She is going to unpack some of her toiletries and brush her teeth and change into her jammies and talk to Tina for a moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tina's not really a big fan of the idea of sleeping in a separate room from you.
See, that's what she was going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Tina, this guest bedroom has 2 beds. Don't you think it'd be better if we were just in the same room?
Yes, I think that would probably be a lot better. Now I have to get out of this southern accent. Excuse me.
I mean, it's not that I'm automatically assuming anything about Detective Anderson, but if for some reason someone should come into our room in the middle of the night, if there's 2 of us in the same room, then it just seems like it would be safer that way.
I guess so. I mean, I can't really do any sort of self-defense. I didn't know you could do that sort of thing.
Oh, well, it's never really come up before, but yeah, my Aunt Marjorie taught me, bardic things, and some of those skills can be handy.
I really don't know why you haven't been discovered. If you can do stuff like that, that is some real talent.
Nobody wants to watch you cast dissonant whispers on somebody, though. It's unpleasant.
That's true, I guess. What do you
Are we
think we're
going
gonna
to-
have to do now?
I don't know. I don't even know who's going to get the Silverleaf Lounge now that Ashworth is gone. Why now? He finally agreed that the next time one of the entertainers didn't show up, I could try and take over their spot.
He did? Oh! Okay. Wait. Okay, never mind. He's dead. I got all excited that we were gonna have that you were gonna have a show and I could sit there and listen to you. Oh, never mind. I have to assume he'll probably go to one of his family or something. Unless it's so dirty that the cops have to, like, possess it and, like, sell it off and auction it. Then maybe we could buy it. Except we don't have any money. Never mind. I don't know.
I wonder
babe.
how long we're going to have to stay here. We need to look for new jobs.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I might have to give up on becoming a performer. It just never felt like it was going anywhere for me. And I don't want to spend the rest of my life being a waitress and being watched by a bunch of creeps. And just hoping that one of the right kind of creeps will notice me.
I know. But don't give up yet.
I don't know. What do you think you're gonna do?
I don't know. If the Silverleaf is out of business, then all the entertainers that were working there are going to be trying to find jobs as well. That's just going to make it harder.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna flood the market.
One thing at a time. First, we have to see how long we have to stay here. Do you really think that man's going to come back and try to take out witnesses? That seems really extreme.
I mean, I've read some really fun books and things where the bad fellow's real vicious and he does some really awful stuff. But that's just in books, so that could be wrong.
Surely it won't take them that long to wrap up the case and catch the bad guys, right?
Well, I don't know if it's like the mob or something. It's dozens or hundreds of people. If they spread around something about us, and it'll be a long time. Do you think that Officer Anderson and that robot man will be able to catch him fast? If it's just the two of them?
They discovered that secret underground hospital, and that was the first time they'd come looking and asking questions, and they discovered it all in one night.
I guess so. But a piano kind of sits still. People don't really do that.
That was really weird with the piano. I didn't know it could do that.
I've never played on that piano. I've never really been up in those private lounges before.
I know Mrs. Bailey wouldn't let us go up in there.
I guess now we know why, huh?
Yeah. Well, if we're decided, why don't you grab your stuff and come move into the guest room with me?
Okay. She scurries out the door. Elhen, you and Delilah sitting in the kitchen. You see her go over into your room and then right back out with a bag full of stuff.
Look at Delilah and say, well, I guess you're sleeping in my room.
Tina comes back in to where you're sitting, Vivian. Vivian, I think you're some sort of like superhero or something.
Why?
I mean, you can do... I know that a lot of people do magic, but doing magic is really special.
But it's like you said, a lot of people can do magic, especially here in Shade City.
Mm-hmm.
Back home, not so many people, but here, I'm kind of a little fish in a big pond, I think.
I don't know, you helped out the officer and his robot friend.
True. I also hid behind the robot friend.
I think that's probably his job, though, isn't it?
Not sure. He's a very unique person from what we've seen so far.
I'll agree to that. I wonder if they would let you help them with all this.
Do you think that would get it solved faster?
I would hope so. You know how to do everything. I feel like if they let you help, it would probably be solved by tomorrow night. Maybe lunchtime.
Maybe I'll ask Detective Anderson tomorrow if I could follow along. And if not, I might know how to go invisible for a little bit. I could follow it.
You can go invisible? Oh, girl. That would be... probably good that I don't know how to do that, because there would be some fun stuff I'd want to see.
It's very tempting. You also have to be careful. Don't tell everyone. They start to get suspicious of you sometimes.
Okay, I won't say. I promise.
Okay.
Well, should we go to bed? It's real late.
We should, especially if I'm going to be following a detective.
Yeah. I think he said he needed to go to the precinct real early, so we should go to bed right now. Right. Did you go to sleep? Everybody goes to sleep? Alright. And that is where we're going to take our break tonight. We'll be back in like 5-10 minutes or so. We'll see you in a little bit. Alright. We're back. We have finally hit the next day. It was a session and a half of one day. It was a good day, but now we're in the next morning. We're going to start with Jean. All right, Jean, where have you gone? Tell us about it. What does it look like?
So I have gone to the actual Greenleaf Printing Company, which, when you walk in, looks exactly how you're going to expect it to look. And all of the magical machines and things that are enchanted to make various types of paper, and off to the, that's a big warehouse, and off to the side there's some offices, obviously not as big as like modern offices, but you have a receptionist and you have, kind of the people who handle the payroll in a lunchroom, and then there is a larger office that has warehouse manager on it, and next to it is a conference room. And in order not to arouse suspicion, obviously everything, by telling Edie, I meant that I wanted everybody to be there at the beginning of the normal working day for people. I, however, show up, as I look now. I'm not wearing a suit. I just look kind of like, like an overworked, kind of underpaid warehouse manager. And I get in about, I guess, let's just say it's a regular 8 to 5. I get in at about 7. And when the actual warehouse manager shows up shortly before 8, he opens the door and he sees me and he goes, I guess not using my office today, and he leaves. I'm there waiting for my minions, both intelligent and unintelligent, scary and not so scary, but they're all scary.
So the first one to arrive is Edie. She's still wearing that same tight black dress from the night before, though she has swapped out that pink bathrobe for a green one. She peeks her head in the door. Good morning.
No bathrobe. You got to look kind of normal. Real people, not associated with us, come in here.
People wear bathrobes, that's why they sell them.
We don't wear bathrobes out in public.
And she just like slips it off and leaves it on the ground outside of the door. Comes and sits in.
I'll walk out and pick it up and hang it on the coat rack next to the imagine it's just sitting there in the corner. So, where are the others?
On the way, I
Addis,
think.
Chad, Toby, do you think?
I mean, I didn't hold their hand walking over here.
Well, with those 2 Satyr brothers, you might have needed to.
I mean, they'll hold their own hands. They'll hold each other.
If they're not trying to kill each other first.
It's, they're fun. And you hear actually outside 2 angry voices just like, get out of my way, Chad. Like, these 2 voices, and you see Addis and Chad, the 2 Satyr brothers, walk in. That wonderful Donald ducking thing of like, they're not wearing pants, they've got their satyr legs showing. It's kind of like that thing where like twins wear the same clothes, except they intentionally try to not look the same at the same time. Like, they're both wearing the same clothes, but like Addis has the buttons of his shirt like unbuttoned all the way like halfway down his chest, and his brother has his jacket like off and like tied up around his shirt, his neck. They come stomping in and sit down. They're just kind of they fall silent for sure, but you just occasionally see them like shoving each other and pushing each other.
Edie, can you sit between those 2?
Do I have to?
Yes.
Okay, boys. And she doesn't even wait for them to move. She like wedges herself kind of like in between them and like sits like on that little the space in between the 2 chairs. Just like shoves him over.
All right, you 2. I don't have any time this morning for you to argue, so you're going to take turns. You're going to play nice. And you're not going to get mad at each other for every little thing the other one says. Do you understand me?
Yes, boss.
And did either of you see Belby?
No.
I'm gonna kind of look at my watch. Rapidly running out of time. And you guys know that I hate running out of time.
You see Addis kind of shift a little bit, like get a little bit of a concerned look. He's had some talkings too from you a couple of times.
So, anybody want to know what happened to me yesterday?
Neither of the satyrs respond, but he's like, "Oh, do tell."
You already know what happened. I got arrested. I'm not supposed to get arrested. Because when I get arrested, that means that you four are not nearly as secure in your feelings as you're supposed to be. You see, I've worked really hard to make certain that I have Ayana's ear, and yet I'm not on the police's radar. Now my name is in the system. I imagine it's not going to take very long for that to get thrown out, but for now, we have a problem. We have a lot of loose ends, a lot more loose ends than I ever like to have, which, Addis, how many loose ends do I like to have?
None.
None. So as you can see, we're all in a little bit of trouble. Where's the quickling?
I don't know. I told him to be here.
I guess I better find a new quickling. Anyway, here's the problem, you three. Meaty, you're gonna hear it again.
Fine.
Shortly after I got arrested, and I'm going to explain the whole, for the sake of brevity and for our audience, the whole what happened from when I got arrested to when I got in the car with Ayana, except I'm not going to tell them about the conversation with Ayana in the car. All they need to know is that I got taken home. So, we have several problems. One, somehow, somewhere, probably one of you, because there's no way it was me, crossed someone we weren't supposed to cross. So now, someone much more terrifying than the police is watching me. Second, we have this whole illegal hospital thing that I didn't know about. You two, did you know about this?
Chad. Yeah.
And who told you not to tell me?
He kind of frowns. I don't really remember.
You don't remember.
I'm so sorry. And he like scrunches down in his chair.
Alright. Well, guess I can't expect very much more from you two.
His brother
So-
pipes up. It was the guy who runs the hospital. He said that we're not supposed to spread it around. Some old elf man.
You two, come here.
You stand up, shuffle up towards you.
I'm gonna reach up and I'm gonna grab both of their horns and whack, like smack them together.
You make me a strength check, please, with advantage.
That is going to be a 16. As
Okay.
otherwise it would have been a 2.
All right. Whack! Addis goes down one knee. Just...
You listen to an old elf over your boss.
Never asked us about it.
Does he have something on you?
No?
They can see that, like, I'm kind of, like, really starting to lose my cool. The fact that I got in trouble has really started to shake me. Because normally I only grab them and, like, smack their heads together when they're, like, really, really fighting. Kind of like a trauma slap kind of thing. And this time I did it because I was just mad at them.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, here's the thing. Unfortunately, without Belby, it's going to be very, very difficult to watch the apartment of that new goody two-shoes, spit shined and polished, straight as an arrow detective. So you two, Addison, Dingus, you, Chad.
I thought that was just an intentional, like...
Going to get with Detective Adlin, and you're going to find out everyone that he is aware of in the 12th, who is ours. And then you're going to find out from him everyone in the 12th who's on the fence and what we can do to tip them over. Edie, you're going to find Belby. And you don't have to bring him here the same way you found him.
What percentage of him do you need?
I need him to be able to be taken to someone capable of healing him and putting him back together to function normally, but he doesn't have to function normally on the car ride in.
Okay.
And in the meantime, I'm going to go and see what is happening in Detective Anderson's neighborhood. I expect Belby in my apartment shortly after lunch. And if you can't find him, I expect you in my apartment shortly after lunch to explain to me how you failed me.
Okay.
Any questions? Alright, and Addison Chad, if you bungle this, it's going to hurt quite a bit more than me just smacking you two's head together. You're gonna have to deal with someone above me. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Lady and gentlemen, thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed the little management meeting of the Greenleaf Printing Company. Make certain that you go out of here looking like you actually did whatever these schmucks do. Printing paper. Go get some paper cuts or something on your hands. I don't know who's watching us. And if I find out it was one of the three of you who has betrayed me, I don't think I need to say anything else.
All right.
And with that, I'm going to get up and I'm gonna instinctively reach for a hat and realize that I don't have one today because of my disguise. And I'm gonna kind of roll my eyes and walk out the door.
All right. So we'll move over to Sev now. You powered up for the day.
Sev kind of fumbles with the closet door as he unlocks it.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of bursts open. He's like, "Morning, everybody," as just to an empty office. And so as he does that, he kind of just gathers up some stuff, checks the time. About what time is it?
It's like 8.
Hey, he's going to do some quick little work at his desk for maybe an hour or so, some like actual detective stuff, and then he's going to tinker with his gun and his hands. He's gonna like kind of inscribe like rune-looking things into the palm of his hands, like new ones. A different one on each hand. On his left one, it glows red. On his right one, it glows white.
Okay.
And as he does that, he's gonna lock the door. He's gonna go to a general store because he was like, I realized no one can stay. Like, if someone wanted to sleep over, they couldn't. So, I should get something that makes it easier. And so he's gonna stop and spend what little money he has on a sleeping bag and a pillow, and then like just a little bit of food, like a can of beans.
Does he get like a fork or
and he's just
anything at least?
No, just a can of beans.
Okay. What about a
That's just,
can
like,
opener?
No,
Okay.
just a can of beans. He feels like he could rip off the top of a can of beans if need be.
Fair. All right.
So yeah, he just packs all that up, and then he just is like, I'm gonna go. He's like looking at his watch that isn't there. He's like, I'm gonna go back to the office, drop off the stuff, and go to the Tin Man. So he's gonna do that, and then he's gonna go to the Tin Man and sit at the bar, waiting for possibly Detective Anderson to stop by at some point that day.
Being a bar, the Tin Screw is not open right now. Not this early in the
What
morning.
time do they open?
Like 3.
Okay, I thought some hours had passed since you'd be at the general store.
Yeah, you
For a
might
little
be
bit.
able to get someone to let you in because you are a little bit familiar with the management, but it is not business hours right now.
He's gonna knock on the door and see if anyone answers.
Okay. You knock on the door. After a little while, the door opens. Let me see if I can remember. I don't remember if we ever specified who the actual owner of the Tin Screw is.
We did. Let's see if I can't.
I don't have him on my list.
You sent me
I
my
know.
list. Let me get that up.
Some people's friends I wrote in my notes first and then sent them to you. Some of them it was the other way around and they didn't make it back into my notes. Absolutely riveting D&D content, I'm sure. Sorry to the
Cannot
audience.
find him. Oh, Ibis 10.
Oh, Ibis 10, yeah. He's very rusted, very creaky. He opens the door. Yeah.
Hi, Ibis. It's Sev. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Did you stand for long enough, or did I stop you?
I had stood for enough time.
Okay. Do you mind if I wait here for a little bit? I need to meet somebody possibly here for detective business.
That is okay with me. We don't expect people to come yet, so that is fine.
Okay, I promise I'm not going to hurt anybody this time that they come in here. I know sometimes I've had to beat people up but I'm sorry. This time it won't be like that. He's a nice guy. He's a detective too.
Okay.
But it's not going to be violent this time, I don't think.
Mm-hmm. Usually the people that you beat up are the ones who come here to be rude to us. I don't really care if you do that to them. So
I know it just scares some people. But yeah, so thank you. That would be nice. Am I allowed to drink and have a snack, even though we can't taste? It's nice that you have like nuts because it's interesting texture.
Mm-hmm. If you pay, you can drink.
I can definitely pay and or put it on my tab, if you don't mind.
Okay. Just write it down because I need to go get other things ready, so I will not be in the bar itself right now.
Of course, Ibis. I will. Thank you very much. I'm just gonna go sit at the bar.
Okay. He lets you walk in. He turns. He goes out like a side door of the bar and is gone. Okay.
He's going to reach over the counter to grab his favorite, it's like a blue Warforged magical alcoholic drink.
Mm-hmm.
He's just gonna pour some for himself, and he's gonna pour a second cup, not realizing that Anderson wouldn't be able to drink it. But he's just gonna sip on it while he sits there and eats some nuts and pulls out his tinkering tools to just tinker on his gun a little bit more.
All right. Okay. Well then, while you wait, let's move back over to the Anderson apartment and whatever is going on there. So Tina is sleeping in because of course she is.
I'm definitely would have gotten up extra early so that way I can make sure that everyone can get through the shower. And as I'm gonna do that, I'm just gonna hang my head and be like, "This is gonna be a huge water bill this month, isn't it?" And get through my shower and then start making some form of breakfast. Generally my breakfast consists of probably tea or coffee or something in the morning, but I want to make sure that these ladies have at least something to eat, and so I'll probably make some scrambled eggs and some toast for them when they awake. But my plan is to be gone before they're even awake. And just like Delilah, I'm gonna let Delilah know to keep things warm for the girls. But that's at least the plan, is to try to be gone before they're awake.
Mm-hmm. Vivian, what's your plan?
She wanted to make sure not to miss him, so she did indeed wake up early. Maybe not quite as early as him, but when she heard the shower going, she was like, "Oh, yes. Must get up."
Okay. So I imagine as you walk out of the bathroom, all ready for your day, Vivian, where are you at?
She's gonna be waiting in the living area.
Okay.
As I go out together, I have to go through my living room to get to my kitchen. I'm gonna look on, just imagine probably sitting on the couch and look at you and be like, "Oh, Vivian, good morning. Didn't realize you'd be awake this early."
Yes. I have a question. How long do you think this is going to take before you wrap up the case and Tina and I can get back to life as we know it?
A few days, hopefully, no more than a week. Not sure that I could afford the water bill of 3 women in my apartment for that long. But a week at most. And then, as long as you need, I understand, you had been living at the Silverleaf Lounge. Hopefully you can find somewhere to stay, somewhere you own to live soon. But as long as you need, you're welcome to stay.
Well, that's a kind offer. Places can be expensive, and the Silverleaf was a good deal since we worked there, so it might be a while. Especially if we have to hide here for a week while everybody else from the Silverleaf gets new jobs at the remaining lounges that are left open. Do you think we could speed things up if I came along with you?
maybe. I don't know why you'd want to come to the precinct. That would be an excellent idea, actually. You would be my excuse to not do whatever the captain's going to tell me to do, and then I can actually get real police work done. I'll just tell him, you're a witness, and I need to question you, and that's what I'm doing, and so you're coming with me today, Missy.
Whatever speeds this process along.
And that will definitely help quite a lot. But, so I would recommend getting through the shop real quick, getting changed, and I'll have some breakfast for you when you get out.
Right? If you think I smell, then I'll be done in a moment.
I did not imply that in the slightest. I was just figuring you'd want to shower. Yesterday was a really long day. But yeah, I imagine that's what we do, and then after that's done, we drive to the precinct. Unless there's anything else that Vivian wants to do in my house before she leaves.
Is there anything
Nope.
else?
She
All
gets
right.
ready to go. She eats toast. And she's good to go.
Okay. I'm gonna ask between Elhan and Vivian, choose one person to roll initiative. Jean, I will have you roll initiative. See who gets there first. See if you arrive to the area before they leave.
I have a +2 initiative bonus. What's yours? It's yours, Sarah.
4.
Yeah, you should definitely be on rolling initiative.
18.
You're muted. You're muted, Jean.
I said that's too bad. I got a 17.
Oh man. So it's close enough that as you how are you getting to this neighborhood, Jean? Are you taking a cab or are you walking?
I am figured that I would be driving my own car. I'm kind of fancy, you know.
That's true. So yeah, as you kind of pull up along the street, you see a car pulling away.
Can I make a perception check to see who's in there?
Go ahead.
I mean, it's the patrol call I took and didn't return yesterday, so you have a pretty
It's
good
true.
guess.
You're a detective. You'd be driving an unmarked. So while I could probably be like, that's the cop car, maybe. No, it must be like the sun in my eyes or something. Because that would be the 5.
Yeah, no. You can't tell.
Alright. Well, are we following me now or are we following them? Like
I would just at
story-wise?
least want to know what you are on the path of doing. We know what the other two are doing.
So my intention is to simply just scope the place out, kind of like get a general description of the area and what's around, and then maybe go into the building and kind of take a look, determine like which apartment is his, so I know which outside windows are his, you know, what kind of like shrubbery and cover he has around his windows, if any at all. I'm guessing that it probably says 1 number something, so I know it's on the first floor.
Mm-hmm. All right, make an investigation check.
I think I'm good at this too. No, not so much. That's why I normally have a goon. However, that was an 18.
Yeah, so you're able to pretty well case the joint. You even are able to like look into one of the windows from the outside from far enough away that you're not like, you know, really peering in. But you do see the recognizable. Actually, I don't know if you ever saw her. Yes, you did. You ran past her. You see a Miss Tina Reyes, inside, eating the leftover toast and eggs. And there's a unfamiliar Azamar woman in there as well, drinking a cup of coffee.
but no sign of the detective.
Not anything you say.
Did there happen to be up on the second floor, like, a wall phone?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna pop open the hood of my car real quick and kind of like, and then just like stick my hands in and kind of like rub it around and get them all like greasy and things, and smear a little bit on my tie and on my shirt. And then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna go knock on just the first door that's there that's not Detective Anderson's.
Okay.
And just be like, and you know.
This old halfling woman answers the door, probably in her like 90s or something. So like a human 60s ish.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can I borrow your phone? My car's broken down. I think that the Ethereum connection is busted, but I'm not sure. I work at a paper company. I don't do cars. Could I borrow your phone and make a phone call?
Roll a persuasion check. I know you're really good at this, so I'm really hoping you roll super low for some reason.
Well, that's not very nice. I got a 15.
Oh, wow,
So I got
that's
an
really
8.
low for you. She's like, yes, but if you don't mind, I'll send my husband out there to look at it too. And she turns, Walter, there's a car out front that needs you to look at it. You hear just from the back there, you can hear the sound of a TV on, just like, okay. The sound of like an old guy getting up. Like, the phone's in the hall over there.
Oh well, thank you very much. And I'm gonna like intentionally get in Walter's way. Be like, oh, I really appreciate this so much. I just bought this car. I just got a big old bonus, and I was gonna propose to my fiance. That way and now we got a car and we can go see the sights. I can't figure it out. I can't make it work. I managed to make it here, and I'm just sorry. I'm gonna make that phone call real quick.
And he starts shuffling out the door to go look at your car.
So I'm going to dial Ayana.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait patiently and see if she picks up this time.
She does after a little bit. You just hear this voice. Hello?
Yes, this is Jean Crystal. I'm calling for well, you see, I have a little bit of a problem. I'm gonna give her Anderson's address. I'm gonna say, yeah, there's these. I got 2 people here with me. One I recognize from the other day, but I don't really get to know the other one. Anyway, you know, I could use some help. Maybe if you sent me a couple of guys. I got my car out there, and there's this old guy who's gonna go look at it, but you know, to be honest, I don't really know a whole bunch, and he seems a little short to be able to do anything. So, if you could send some people to help me take care of my double trouble here, I'd appreciate it.
Sit tight, Glass. And you hear her hang up. All right. We're gonna move away from you for now. So, Vivian and Elhan, are you going to the Tin Screw first, yeah? To go meet up with Sev? Or are you going to the precinct?
Elhan was completely unaware that he was expected to go to the Tin Screw, so
It was on the back of your paper that Sev gave you the night before.
That's right. Well, Elhan it's early, you know. This is probably in the town, you know, happening at the same time as he's in at Sev's in going to the store, but so that we're probably going to go to the you know, since it's first thing in the morning, I'm supposed to go to the precinct. Probably going to go to the precinct first.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk into the precinct and gonna wait for the suspected task that is supposed to distract me from the from my real work, so that way I can use Vivian as my excuse to get out of it.
Make a perception check for me. And Vivian, you can also make one if you'd like.
Ooh, that's going to be a 22.
15.
All right. So, Vivian, you're just kind of reading the vibe in here. And there's a weird amount of tension. Like, it's subtle. And you can tell people are pretending and trying to be casual and calm, but they're a little bit tense. Elhan, Adlin's not here, which is a little weird. He can be late sometimes, but he's not here right now. But you definitely can tell that there's the occasional, like, if you're like looking around, people will just kind of be glancing away, not making eye contact with you so much today.
Something tells me that I dropped a big one here. Well, anyway, let's go. I'm gonna go over to my desk and pull out some paperwork to at least be under the pretense that I am, taking Vivian's statement, and I'm going to look at her and say, all right, so Vivian, your first name, apologize, did I ever ask, what was your last name?
Baker.
Baker, Vivian Baker. All right, Miss Baker. I'm going to have you come with me real quick. We're just gonna have some stuff that I'd like you to look at. Hopefully you can help me in some way, and I'm gonna go take her to the coroner's office so that way we can go try to find Detective Pullman's effects, or Officer Pullman's effects.
All right. So you walk in this room. There's a couple of people in here. Just a couple of scruffy looking, there's a gnome and then there is an orc. There's the orc is actually very scrawny and the gnome is quite rotund. I can't look at chat right now. I just can't. I love How I Met Your Mother. Good show before they ruined it. But they kind of both glance up as you walk in, and the little gnome, "Can I help you, Anderson?"
You can help me by keeping your nose in your own business.
Rick.
Do I know their names?
I'm fighting so hard to not call him Rick and Morty. Rick and Alfred. Rick is the gnome, Alfred the orc.
Just keep your nose in your own business today, Rick and Alfred. Just figure the less you know, the better.
Make, you can either do persuasion or intimidation.
Good at the persuasion aspect of that, so we're gonna do that. And we're gonna roll an 18.
Okay. Rick just kind of huffs. I forget I asked.
I just need to, just trying to find something that may have been mislabeled. That's it. Just need nothing crazy. That's it.
Alfred kind of snorts. Good luck. It's a mess.
Isn't it your guys' job to keep that organized and clean when you aren't doing stuff? Like,
you know where to find stuff.
Oh, really? Maybe you can help me find this thing that I'm looking for. Looking for. Trying to figure out how to do this without exactly taking off what I'm looking for. Just looking for. He's like, there was a shootout a little while ago, in front of Willows, Wands, and Crystals. It's thought that something in the evidence there is linked to another case I'm working on. You help me figure out what was going on, where that stuff ended up.
Make a deception check. Not that you're lying exactly, but
I'm pretty much lying.
yeah.
That's going to be a 16.
Okay. Alfred sighs and stands up. Just a sec. He disappears around a corner. You hear shifting. At one point you hear something like fall over on the floor and like some orcish cursing. After a few minutes, during which Rick is creepily staring at you, Vivian. Like trying to be real subtle about it, but just like occasionally like just staring. Alfred comes back with a box. He sets it down on one of the examination tables, those stainless steel tables, and like there's a few things in here. I don't know exactly what you're looking for, but
I can find it. I'll look through it. I know what I'm looking for. Thanks. And
Okay.
I'm gonna grab it, and I'm gonna head somewhere else that's more private.
As you walk out the door, Alfred's like, bring it back in an hour.
I'll bring it back when I'm done with it. How about that?
Fine.
Miss Baker, if you'll follow me. I'm gonna look at Rick and I'm like, keep your eyes to yourself, buddy.
Oh, Vivian definitely follows you quickly.
So I imagine we'd probably find like an interrogation room or something that's private.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna point to him to look at him and say, all right, need you to sit down on the other side of this here so it looks like I'm asking you questions. All right? So it looks like we're, but so we're gonna sit down and I'm gonna start looking through the stuff, specifically seeing if I can find Officer Pullman's things.
All right. Roll investigation.
Yippee-ki-yay. That's going to be...
Vivian, if you want to help, you can also roll. You're wanting to look through this stuff as well.
It's going to be a 17.
She can look. She doesn't know what she's looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Anything out of the ordinary.
Well, what is out of the ordinary for the person whose box stuff this is? 11.
Okay.
The dice agree with me.
Right. So you start digging through. Elhan, pretty quickly you see in one of these like clear plastic bags, you definitely recognize an officer's gun.
Okay.
Very recognizably a police officer's gun. There is no there's no like labeling on the package at all.
I'm gonna pull out the gun and I'm gonna... First thing I want to check is I want to check the chamber, because the report said that he fired a shot, but I'd know how many bullets would be in the gun.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that I want to see if really there was, if he got off any shots, or what I'm suspecting is the case is actually true.
So you take the gun. Do you open it through the packaging or do you take it out of the packaging?
I'm going to take it out of the packaging.
Okay. So as you pull it out, it's got a weird... It's kind of a mix between like sticky and slimy. There's a sort of oiliness to it. And you look it over and there's like odd streaks of like a greenish blue on it. But as you pop open the chamber, it's empty.
I'm gonna look at Vivian and be like, do you have a handkerchief or something that I can borrow?
Oh, sure. Oh, here it is.
And I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna And I say, I'll buy you a new one, I promise. And I'm going to wipe up some of this goop and stick it into a bag, planning to go get it investigated and looked at later.
Vivian, as he wipes it off and you see it come up onto the handkerchief, you see it's bright blue, and you catch like a little bit of a whiff of it, and you recognize it. It's lipstick.
Oh, that's odd. Why is there lipstick all over that gun?
Lipstick on a gun?
Well, yes, I'd recognize that smell. I have some that smells like that.
There a check I can do to? No, probably not. It's like I can't think of a reason why there'd be
Makeup
lipstick
check?
on a gun. Makeup check? It's like, why would the lipstick be on a gun? I mean, I know some guys, some guys are really into their guns, but like, that into their gun? That's just weird.
That is odd. It was eaten by a large monster wearing blue lipstick?
Yeah, that's a possibility, I guess.
Vivian, while you were glancing into the bag, you saw something interesting as well, and you pull out another little bag. This one does have labels in it. On the inside of the bag, the thing that caught your attention, there's like a wallet, there's some keys, there's also some thin leather strips. Similar to the ones that you found in the lounge the night before. The labeling on the bag says it's the effects of some person. Noted, basically, they had a lycanthropic episode and had to be viciously subdued.
Oh, I've seen these before in this bag.
Yeah, it looks kind of like the leather stuff we found at the lounge yesterday. Do you know what they're used for?
Do I?
Roll medicine check if you would like.
Seven.
Nope. You don't know what these are for.
Beats me. I've just seen them before.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least gives us some form of connection between what happened yesterday and today, at least. Very thin one at that, but it's better than nothing. Anything else that I noticed from all the stuff we've been digging through?
Nope. That's all.
Well, this was a whole big waste of time. Didn't get anything out of that at all. Besides the fact that this guy has lipstick on his gun. Well, I guess it's time to go see Sev at the bar.
So while you're sitting in the room and finishing up, you hear out in the main room of the precinct, you hear the voice of Captain Ellis. Anderson! Anderson!
Get back. I'm gonna go see what he wants.
So you pop out of the interrogation room. He's kind of like looking around. Got his coffee cup again. Notice you come out.
What is it, boss?
I
got a
asked you to
witness.
come see me.
I got a witness. I'm talking to a witness right now about what happened up in the club last night.
Finish up fast and then please come and see me.
Oh, I mean, what do you want? I'm here now.
Kind of glances around. You guys are very much out in the open. Would prefer to have this conversation in my office if that's okay.
Fine. All right, just go to your office.
You walk into his office. It's very kind of empty in there. He doesn't have a lot of personal effects. There's like a picture frame on his desk showing his wife and a little basket of like snake eggs. You know, he's got some kids on the way. And he kind of sits down across from you at the desk. So, I was informed that you found that missing person that you've been looking for. That he was
Right.
in the lounge. Congratulations. Thank you very much for doing that.
Yeah, welcome.
I'm gonna have to take you off the case, though.
Why? It's my case.
I have other people who are more experienced with this sort of thing.
They weren't there. I was the one who found all this. This is my case. I'm the one who did the hard work to get this. This is me. This is my stuff.
I understand that, Anderson, but it's not about who's there first, it's who can do it best. And
You're gonna take the guy who discovered everything and actually saw everything that went down and replace him with someone just because they're older than me and they've been here at the precinct longer. That's what you're doing.
finding a missing person is a little bit different than unraveling this situation. I understand you're disappointed, but this is a decision that I've had to make, and I would ask that you respect it and support the officers who will be doing it. So,
support them, alright? I'll support them with the back of my hand.
he glances off at the photo on his desk. Are we gonna have a problem?
Depends.
On what?
A lot of things, but nothing right now. No, we won't have a problem, sir. Now, if you don't mind, can I get back to work in my case? You've got a bunch of other caseloads you've dumped on me before that I kind of need to go work on, since apparently I can't work this one.
Mm-hmm. Fine.
Just tell those officers, whoever you're going to put on it, that if they need anything, just come talk to me. But something tells me that that's not going to be happening.
He just kind of sits back in his chair. You can make an insight check for me. Please and thank you.
So glad when I take this son of a gun down. That's going to be a nat 20.
Oh boy. You can tell his arm's being twisted a bit. He's nervous. And he doesn't enjoy saying these things to you. He really doesn't.
I'm gonna glance at the picture on his desk. So, wife and some kids, huh?
Yeah?
They doing all right?
You can see him shift and change posture. A bit more tense and aggressive even. What's it to you?
Trying to get to know my boss better is all.
I think we know each other well enough.
Say so.
Now go. Tell me you're busy. The phone on his desk rings.
I'm gonna go back and get Vivian and look at her and be like, well, your case is no longer my problem, according to my boss.
What does that mean exactly?
Officially, it means they've asked me to keep my nose out of it. Unofficially, it means there's something going on here that we're gonna get to the bottom of.
As long as it gets things solved faster, what do we need to do?
I think right now we need to go meet up with our Warforged friend. I think that he's the only one who can help us out at this point, because we're not going to get any help around here. And I'm going to leave all of this stuff here, so Alfred has to come find it later, because that makes me happy.
All right.
And I'm going to walk out with Vivian to the car.
All right. Drive over to the Tin Screw. Sev, you've been waiting there a little while. Had enough time to probably drink as much as you want.
He's
8:30 in the
about
9 in the morning.
like drink and a half in. He's not inebriated yet, but he's not fully like his guarded self anymore.
And the purpose of the Warforged drinks isn't as much about inebriation. Like, the reason that humanoids get drunk when they consume alcohol is like it really messes with their system. Because you're Warforged and you are more Arcana based, the drinks can kind of do whatever the creator wants them to do. So there's any range from more classic intoxication to like stuff that wakes you up more, stuff that makes you happy, stuff that makes you sad, like that can mess with your emotions and your feelings. Like, there's a lot of options available to you in this bar.
His preferred one is definitely just to feel more emotions, so it's just a little bit less of himself, I guess. Less of the like he's a little bit more talkative right now.
Okay. After you're sitting there for a while, you hear the door behind you open.
Hello?
You hear a voice. You've got a lot of nerve coming back here.
He turns around to go look.
He's
a little bit concerned.
You see there's like a silhouette at the door that you recognize instantly as Ava Howard.
He had like reached slightly into his jacket and he was like, "Oh, hi Ava. You got me. You scared me. Ha ha ha." He tries to like seem cool for a minute and like readjust. How are you? You're here early.
I'm just disappointed. After what you did to me last night, can't even bear to look at you. And see, she kind of like turns her head.
He's like, what did I do? I wasn't here. I was busy at another place. I'm sorry for whatever I did.
She snaps her head around. You know what you did! I can't believe you!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for whatever I did. How can I make it up? He is very concerned at this point.
She steps out towards you and kind of like leans against the bar next to you. And she grabs like the drink that you have in front of you and like kind of chucks it at you and splashes it over you.
Oh, that was my one suit. I'm sorry.
Can't deal with your lies anymore, Reginald.
But that's not my name. I'm Sev. You know, are you okay?
She kind of pauses for a second. Sev, kind of just go along with, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. Albert.
And she breaks so hard she starts laughing. She's like, Albert, really?
It was the only name I could think of.
Okay, all right. Well, that's it. Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm sorry I ruined that for you. I am not. You know me. I'm not good at talking.
It's fine. I'm just practicing it. You know.
Did you have an audition?
No. I just wanted to practice.
I'm sure you'll have one soon. You're nice to look at, and so I think people will like you on the stage.
Thank you. You're very nice, Sev. She actually looks very different from you. She was created as a sort of basically the job she has now is like a bartending sort of waitress model. And as such, she doesn't really have the same features as you. She looks a lot more like a mannequin. Very slender limbs, very small torso. Her face does not have any sort of features like yours does, except for the eyes. Like, she doesn't even really have a mouth. There's just like a couple of little holes there that her voice comes out of. She's very, like, the difference between Wally and Eve. She's very featureless, basically.
Yeah, much more designed to look at.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, and you do really well at acting, so I'm sure now that we're able to make choices, you're definitely going to get into something. There's a lot on the market right now.
I mean, not really, Sev. Not for someone like me. That's fine.
Well, I mean, I'm sure eventually people are going to notice you. They have to notice someone as good as you.
That's actually...
He then quickly takes a drink.
You're drinking a lot for very early in the morning. Are you okay?
I had a rough night last night. And I have to meet somebody, and I'm nervous because, talking.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. I probably have to meet like 2 other people later too, and they're probably not going to be as nice. Well, Gator's not too mean, but he says as he just takes another sip.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, but yeah, detective stuff. He says as he kind of tries to chuckle. He's just like, it's how it is.
And I think it's really neat that you do things like that for people.
I mean, it's rough for people, for anybody. I know it. He's like, and I don't want anyone else to know it. So, I try my hardest. It's, Shade City's not the nicest place.
No, it's not.
But what about you? How have you been? Has it been busy?
I mean, here's been the same.
That's fair. I mean,
Nothing's really
it's the
changed.
only good Warforged place in town.
Yes, the only good one. All the other ones run by, humanoids who think that all we want is like same sort of stuff you put into cars.
Yeah, it only tastes okay. And the rest of them, they don't have you.
You're very nice, Sev. Listen,
That's a new thing.
You being nice?
Yeah, I've been told I'm kind of mean to people, so I've been told I should be
Yes,
nicer.
who? Who would possibly say that about you?
The people I talk to, and I tell them that their husband might be dead, and otherwise,
They say that you're mean?
or their son. I mean, if you tell somebody that their son or husband might be dead, they're not super nice. They don't take that nicely.
That's unfortunate. Oh, but it would be
Yeah.
really interesting to see that reaction. It's really hard for me to tap into that because it's not something I've ever experienced.
Well, you're better at tapping into emotions than me. They're newer to me.
Maybe one of these days you'll have to let me sit there and listen to these conversations that you have, just so I can know what that's like.
Oh, that would be if you. I mean, you being next to me would be cool. That would be fine.
And kind of, she doesn't have any facial expressions at all, so you can't really tell what she's thinking or anything. But she goes silent for a little bit.
Sev looks worried.
You okay, Sev?
I got a lot going on right now, and this is like the most that's ever gone on. And there's things out there that's not normal type of like weird, but like weird. And I just don't want people to die from it because, they might.
Oh. That's awful.
And it's just the first time I felt like worried for someone that isn't myself or like my one friend.
Well, you gotta get new friends
and
sometimes, huh?
Making friends is hard when you don't have emotions. But maybe someday we'll be friends.
Are we not?
He says, are we? Do you consider? I didn't know if you even considered me like an acquaintance or anything.
You do come here a lot,
I thought I was
Seth.
just.
And I consider most people that I know my friends.
Well, that's nice. I do. Yeah, I mean, I don't have anywhere else. My office is a little small.
I think I've ever seen your office.
It's down the street. It's like 5 blocks away. It's in between two buildings. It's also where I sleep.
I'll have to see it sometime. It's unfortunate you're busy, but yeah, if you're busy, I probably should go.
I'm just waiting on somebody to show up. Whenever they show up, then I'll be busy. But I mean, it's fine till then. He says as he like reaches and tries to grab some nuts.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean I don't know if you got my letter or not. I had something that I wanted some help with, but if you're busy, then no, that's especially if you're doing something like this.
I meant to visit you. It's just it got busy.
It's okay.
We could always go get dinner or something later. I think I might be free later. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to take time away from things that you need to do if you're busy though.
I can give you a call. Here he reaches in, he pulls out like another note that's like magic and it's got his number on it. He goes, "You can always shoot me a call to make sure that it's good time."
Okay. But if you're busy, are you going to be at your office or no?
If I don't answer, then I'll probably be busy. If not, if I answer, then I'm probably fine.
Okay. How about I give you mine? Because I will, if I'm not here, I'm usually home. And when you're free, you can call me.
That also makes sense. That makes a little bit more sense than my plan.
She reaches over across the bar underneath, pulls a pen, flips the paper over, and writes her number on the paper that you gave her. Hands it back to you.
Takes it and he like takes out his wallet and puts it specially in there. He's like, "I'll be sure to call. I'll let you know when I'm free."
At that moment, the door opens, and Elhen and Vivian walk in. She kind of turns. The two of you see this pair of Warforged sitting at this bar, and this faceless mannequin kind of stands up. That's my cue to go. See you later.
Bye.
She turns. She goes and walks out around that same back corner that Ibis did.
He breathes out real heavy as she walks away. Hey guys, I didn't expect Vivian. Hi Vivian. He waves.
Hello, Mr. Sev.
You all right there,
Hi.
Sev?
I'm good. This is my favorite bar. I'm fine. It's fine. How's it going with you?
Not so great.
He quickly is trying to put away all the stuff that was like out.
Not so great.
What happened?
I got pulled off the Silverleaf Lounge case, which is what I was afraid would happen.
Why?
I think somebody has my boss's family.
that would be big. What suspicions do you have for that?
Nothing that's easy to explain here. Just verbal cues and other, verbal cues and body language and things
Verbal
that I
cues,
observed.
he's scared.
Kind of,
He's defensive of his family.
Yeah, the things that you
Those type of
notice when you're, you understand the things you notice when you're an experienced detective.
Right. Who's your boss again?
It's the Yanti you saw yesterday, Frank Ellis.
I met Ellis once. He seems like a good man. Back in the day, that was a few years ago, though.
Even good men can be brought to do something that they wouldn't normally do when their family's on the line.
Oh, I don't disagree. You want a drink? As he reaches over to the bar, looking for something. He's like, "There's options."
Don't
There's
think
happy
that
and
this establishment has stuff that's suited for me and Vivian's biological origins.
he's holding like a bright yellow and a bright green one. He's like, "Oh, that's a good point. Well, I guess that's cheaper on my tab then." As he puts them down and takes another sip from him, and he like writes down what he's been drinking. So, what's the play? You guys find out anything since last night?
Not much. We found, and I'm gonna pull up a baggie that has the leather strips that I'm gonna pretend I brought with me, and I'm gonna hand it to him, and I'm gonna say, we found some of these at the lounge last night, but we found a few more of these on a case, another case I'm working on. Curious if you perhaps know what these are, or know someone who would know what they are.
Seb's going to open his mouth, take one out, and put it into his mouth, and that's where identify is on his body.
Identify.
So he.
Shoot,
Yeah,
I forgot
so
you could do that.
The players do things you're not expecting.
It's one of Seb's
fantastic.
It's not like I wasn't expecting you to eventually find out what these are. So, I will ask, though, that you do make an additional medicine check with advantage to give you additional context.
Got it.
What this is.
Let's see. All right. That's a 15. I had a 2 initially, so.
Ooh, you're welcome for the advantage. But thank you also for putting it in your mouth like a toddler.
He had to put identify somewhere on his body.
So, as you put it in your mouth and cast identify, you realize it's really a good thing that you're warforged as you put this in your mouth.
Yeah.
This is something kind of colloquially, street language is called the leash. This is a sort of medication that was created for people afflicted with lycanthropy. It is essentially something that when taken, puts the user in a sort of blessed trance that will get the specific details of this. While under the influence of this, exposure to moonlight, instead of causing the insane transformation that lycanthropes experience, induces a deep sense of well-being and comfort and puts them into a somewhat trance-like state. Because of your decent medicine check, you know this is something that has also been used and abused. Similarly to abusing prescription medication, it has been co-opted into the underworld and used by non-lycanthropes, to whom it has an even stronger effect. The one that you put in your mouth is actually active and still has the silvery green runes inscribed on it, as do most of the other ones in this packaging. They are actual active items. Whereas, thinking back, the ones that you found last night were not.
He takes it out of his mouth. Where did you find this?
It was a shooting case that an officer had been involved with.
Interesting. Officer. He like starts running things through his mind. He's like, oh right, I should explain this as he explains what it is to them. He's like, glad I'm not organic. As he puts it back into the bag. Yeah, I would be high as a kite right now if I had that and it was organic. As he takes another sip, he's starting to get a little bit more like. He's like, interesting. DM question. Would Gator be someone that would know where this is being distributed from? Possibly? Since it is a magic item technically?
This falls more under the umbrella of drug use and not magic items. So Gator not necessarily expert on this, though might have some connection, might have some knowledge.
He's gonna be like, I might know a guy that could help us. I think he owes me money too, so pay him a visit. Anything else you found?
Lipstick on a gun.
Although after watching you put that in your mouth when you didn't know what it was, the lipstick on the gun doesn't seem as weird anymore.
I'm gonna be honest, even for what I just did, that's weird. Who puts lipstick on a gun? Was it like kiss marks on the gun or just lipstick?
Just kind of smeared all over.
Kind of smeared all over. Okay, yeah, it's just smeared all over. Can't think of a reason
Could
why
be like
that would
someone
be.
marking it. Someone marking it as theirs. He pulls out like a notepad and starts writing. He's like, well, I would hate to take up Miss Ava's time and have two customers in here that can't buy anything and can't get her money. So I think I have a friend that we can go visit. Would he know where Gator would be right about now?
Probably not actually.
Would he know some of his general like hangouts?
You can know the general region of town, probably, yes. But not exactly
like,
where he might be.
If you guys want to come with me and meet I would call him a friend, but he's not really. He might have some information on this stuff, and I wanted to ask him about the black goo. He goes, because if this stuff is tainted, it could possibly cause effects that we haven't seen. That's just my guess. And everyone down there was using drugs, and then we found those leather strips with the drugs where the halflings were. So possibly, I'm just making a guess here that these two things are connected.
Seems like a fair guess.
Unless you know any drug dealers, I have my associate that we could ask.
None in this section of town yet. Maybe in some other parts of town, but
Do you have a bigger car this time, or should we just get a big cab?
oh, I made sure to grab a bigger car this time.
Alrighty.
Swapped out for
I
one of like
guess we're gonna
the big old armored vehicles. No, those like the SWAT trucks where it's like there's place for like everybody to sit in the back.
Yes, let's do that. Let's drive a SWAT truck around for me and Warforged and Vivian.
If a Warforged was being deployed, it would make sense to have him in like an armored vehicle.
Wouldn't that be the most like shock troop terrifying thing ever? Just the doors bust open and 15 Warforged bust out.
Pretty scary.
Pretty great.
But
he like takes what little money he has in his pocket, puts it on the counter, and he also writes a little note. This is a tip. He's like, I think we should go try to find my friend. He doesn't know if anyone's like still here. He goes, I'm gonna leave. I hope someone can lock the door. He's like, you guys ready to go?
Ava kind of pokes her head around the corner. Thank you.
Bye, Ava. He says as he looks down, walks out, puts on his hat.
Right. You guys walk out the door. All right, now we're gonna jump back over to Jean. You've been sitting in Walter and Bertha's kitchen. She's been giving you homemade like sweet rolls, cookies, things like that.
And I'm not eating any of it.
That might be a little hard to do.
'Cause it was
Bertha's
made by
very
a hat.
insistent.
Oh, my hands, I just, I'm getting married here before too long, so I gotta stay fit in the suit, but
But you're
It's
so
so
skinny
nice.
already. It would help you fill out more.
but maybe I'll bring my lovely fiance after the wedding, and then we'll try all of it. You know what? I'll send you an invite, and maybe you bring some of these scrumptious treats by. But now, I'm barely fit as it is, and I don't know. And
As
you and
you're
Walter out
making
there-
these excuses, the doorbell of the apartment rings.
Oh, I'll get that for you. I'm certain you need to put these in so they don't go stale. You see, like Scooby-Doo just gone and open up the door.
Leaned up against the door is Ayana. This time today, she's wearing a deep red coat and hat. Good morning.
Just you.
Tony's out front fixing the car. I know. Did we lose Adam? Oh no. You're
No,
back.
I'm back.
Cool.
I said just you.
She said Tony's out front fixing the car.
Oh. Well, there's nothing wrong with it, so if you want to grab Tony and then grab whoever these, looks to me that we've got one of the girls from the bar and then the lounge. They're all about the same to me. And then we have someone else. So who knows? Maybe this is someone important to a goody two shoes. Mr. Police Academy.
Are you suggesting what I think you're just suggesting, Mr. Glass?
That maybe they come spend a little time with us, get a little acquainted. Let them know how things roll. Send them upstate.
Show me these girls.
You got an act? They're at the door. They're in the house. I used my act.
Did you knock on the door when you saw them before?
No, I scoped the place out.
Then show me.
You're kind
where.
of bright.
I am so sorry. But I can be
Very well.
subtle. At this point, Bertha's coming up. Is this your fiance?
Yes. Anna, this is Bertha. She's gonna get an invite to our wedding.
Oh, so wonderful. It's so lovely to meet you.
Anna's got a dress fitting, so we can't stay.
Yes, I just had to come and grab my wonderful man. His car broke down. I had to come and get him myself.
We can't wait. Thank you. And we will. Yeah, wedding. Bye.
You scurry down the hallway. Bertha kind of watches you go. Where are we going?
Well, I can take you on the tour that I gave myself. It's a good thing that you're a woman. And not I didn't have Chad or someone coming for me. That would have been a little weird.
I mean, I don't know how to get in touch with your goons when they're not in their own house.
Yeah, they're out gooning for me. Hopefully doing it well this time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna show her around and kind of take her on the same little stealthiness, only trying really hard to like avoid inside the building, since I'm guessing that what's her face is like.
Walter's
the-
still out front at the car with Tony, arguing. Like, Tony's like, no, the car is fine. You can leave it alone. And Walter's like, no, there's something wrong with this right here. He's just like digging into it. But they're making enough of a scene to distract from you two walking around.
And so I saw it through this window right here. I'm gonna kind of vaguely gesture, kind of like as if I'm walking around, like pointing out the neighborhood. But I saw one of the girls, the one who saw me try to light the place on fire. It's one of the reasons she has to go. And someone else that I don't recognize.
Actually,
And I
as you
don't-
walk past this window, there are now curtains drawn over it.
There were two people in there. As far as I can tell. So I'm kind of surprised that only you and Tony showed up. Are you on the outs with the big guy?
Am I not enough for you?
I never said that.
You seem disappointed that it was just me and Tony.
I'm a little worried. I'm suggesting that we take a witness and some, mother, sister, brother, daughter, probably not brother, but mother, sister, daughter, friend, coworker, something from the department of a detective that we know is full well. We don't have any hold over him whatsoever. And there's 3 of us, with the possibility of there being 3 of them in there. Maybe 4 if that Warforged is still in there.
And that's the problem. The window's all closed up. We don't know what's inside. I'm thinking maybe not.
You came all the way out here and we're just gonna turn around?
I came all the way out here because you called me, Glass. I was trying to find you this morning. You weren't at home.
Yeah, I'm trying to clean up my mess. That's what you pay me for. And there's part of my mess.
We've got other messes to clean up as well.
Like,
Well, I was wanting you to go over to Precinct 12 with Agatha. Have you met Agatha before?
doesn't necessarily ring a bell.
No, I would have figured not. She is... Let's just say she is the boss of the bakery. She's the one who knows all the recipes and how to make everything with tender love and care. We don't know, or at least, well, this morning we didn't know what we were having a problem with. And she could get in. If she could get in, then she could take a look around. I was hoping that you would be able to use your wonderful silver tongue to get her inside. Maybe check out the medical examiner's office. I would have tried to get her in there myself, but her being the way she is, the officers don't really like her that much. But since you weren't home, I had to do it myself anyway. Thank you for that.
Well, when you gotta make plans, you gotta make them early. I'm a busy man. Besides, I don't like leaving things hanging.
That's one of my favorite things about you. But anyway,
Look,
while
I think I saw an undercover rolling out of here this morning. I don't know, I didn't see what was in it. But it's that same model that they started using just a couple years back.
Mm-hmm.
I
So...
think if we take these two in there, we could really put the squeeze on Mr. Squeaky Clean.
That would be good. He was there this morning. Me and Agatha went to check things out. We managed to go in right as he was leaving. Well, as he was going in to talk to Mr. Snake Man. He's still around, he's still definitely doing things. I had Frank take him off the case, but I don't think that's gonna stick. But at least it'll cut him off from some of the resources that he had.
What do you say? We have a Tony and old Grouchy out there raise a bit of a fuss. See what comes out of that door.
Why not? But if they come running out of here with guns blazing, then we back off, okay?
Oh, you know me. I'm not that kind of person. All right. Well.
So you see her kind of like fiddle with one of her rings on her finger. You hear her whisper something. She casts a message cantrip. You see Tony kind of like stand up straight. And he kind of like surreptitiously reaches in and like yanks a big ol' part of the engine out of the car. And there's this big old plume of smoke and a spray of fluids. And Walter starts yelling. Tony starts yelling back.
That was my car. That wasn't one of the company ones.
She just gives you a look. Don't I pay you enough to fix it?
Maybe. We'll see. He's definitely like, kind of. He's thinking that she's losing it. Don't know if she can tell, but he's definitely kind of like, this is not the person that I used to work for.
I don't know. Her insight was not very good. Not on that one. So you kind of like, you guys are still along like that back wall where the windows are. And you hear, Tony starts really going wild. You start to hear the sound of breaking glass. But you can't quite see the car at this point. But you start to hear other voices yelling. You see the window, like there's the curtains kind of pull back. You see the face of little Tina. She opens the window and sticks her head out and starts looking towards the front, towards the street.
Can we see anything? See like who else is in there?
Make perception check.
You don't like this. I'm not very good at that. 5. Again.
Oh no. Alright, well, let's see what Tina gets. What Iona gets. That's a nat 1 as well. She's like, I can't see if there's anyone else.
Well, try this the old-fashioned way and go knock on the door.
Phil, you're me. Do you want the girl or the door?
You're my fiance. Oh. I knock. You distract. And then we put a little convincing behind their backs and they come with us. He kind of like gestures to his little snub nose when he says the word convincing.
I mean, she's just right there. Just give her a yank out the window.
Neither you nor I are strong enough to do that.
Glass. I really don't want to have to talk to that old lady again. And I'd rather you not question me so much. Alright? Get the girl.
Alright. I am going to look at her and I'm just gonna say, you got a lot on your plate. I know you're worried about it. Let me take care of this. And before she can stop me, I'm off going into the building.
Mm-hmm. You see the door of Bertha and Walter's place is open and you hear Bertha on the phone with the police.
I'm like, Bertha, what's going on with my car? And I'm gonna go, I'm gonna use another phone and I'm gonna go pound on, what's his face's door, on Anderson's door.
Mm-hmm. There's a pause. You see like the peephole darken as someone checks it. The door opens and you see the Azamar woman and peek her head around. Hello?
The name's Nicholas Eugene Glass, and I need to speak with Detective Anderson.
You immediately see her eyes narrow. He's not at home right now.
Yes, and I'm very well aware. Now, I would go check on your little friend, because my boss and her thug are out there.
The door closes in your face and you hear the chain lock close and the deadbolt go. Oh shoot. Would I want to grab her? That's where we're gonna end tonight, actually. While I make that decision in the next couple of weeks. Oh boy. Good fun, good times, good night. Don't forget, we've got painting stream on Monday, different strokes with different folks. We're gonna have a guest. It's gonna be really great fun. Wednesday's rehash. Drop your questions in the form for Luke, Mike, and I had the list up. It's the people on the form. It has their names. I'm sorry. My brain is fried. I hope you have a wonderful night, everybody. We love you so much. Thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you around.
Bye.
Bye.